So I was just talking with my older sibling, as we sometimes do in the AMs, um, sort of about creativity troubles and trying to manifest these visions we might have. And this cat is trying to escape. Um, the thing many artists struggle with, like even how do you even get this engine rolling? Like, yeah, how do you even do this stuff? But where theirs tended to differ from the issues I encounter is they're more talking about the inspiration and the motivation and finding the care for the thing in the first place, such that it will carry you through. That's more of where the emphasis was, whereas with my struggles, or my emphasis on where to sort of fix the problems, are they're more mechanical in nature. They're more, how do I min max my energy? How do I get into the right, like, state where I just go and do the thing? It's so much about the doing, and I don't really give much thought to the caring or the influence and such, because that just kind of, it might just be because I'm at a different point in that journey, but yeah, I mostly don't think about that. But this is making me realize too that my other artist friends who I've talked to about their struggles, it's making me realize everybody, like every single artist, there might be artists who have similar troubles, but we're all dealing with our own fundamental blocks. The blocks that I have are not the blocks somebody else has, or if they do have them, they're not the biggest problem. And so I guess it's striking to me that it might be in some ways impossible to help somebody else with what they're dealing with. Well, you can definitely provide useful things to them, things that they will then use to help themselves. But yeah, I don't ever feel like somebody else has said something to me or provided me with something that has made me go, oh, now I can simply just do this stuff. Now all my problems are fixed. Pretty much does not work. Rather, the things being provided to me are just kind of like scraps along the way. But there are switches within that have to be understood. And again, this is my mechanical emphasis, but yeah, there are things nobody can help you with. And then I guess the other thing beyond like persons is also the environment, and that could be a physical environment, could be a social environment or mental environment or a digital environment, and all these environments kind of have particular knock-on effects. And those I feel like are maybe like that, though those things, these environments in conjunction with whatever's going on with you in particular, I feel like determines what problems you're going to have. Um, yeah, but I guess if I were to throw anyone a bone here, it's like because I don't want to send the idea of like you're all on your own type thing, because that's literally not even how it goes. But like there are, I guess I'd want to say like you can start messing with and naming in particular what the issues are and trying to do some sort of rudimentary science on them. Um, what happens if I change this one variable with my approach? What if I approach it in this specific way? See what happens. Okay, didn't work. Change this one variable, try again, type thing. And not necessarily so formally, because like it's not like I could ever keep track of that stuff, but you know, I have had to try like one thing at a time through different chunks of a year, through the different quarters over multiple years to even start getting traction. Yeah, and it's still difficult, but it's difficult in a different place than it was. There is progression to the difficulty, which is a lot better than getting stuck in the same spot, I guess. But I think breakthroughs have been when I'm able to change the environment in some way. I figure out a way in which I can influence things around me, which tells me something about myself and what I'm capable of, and in what way I'm able, under what circumstances I'm capable of it, I guess. I don't know. So I guess it's not a fully like introspection thing of like, if you just think hard enough or look hard enough within, you just arrive at an answer. I feel like that only does so much. So, yeah, I guess it is that. It is, what can you do to the things around you that you haven't done before? And that's the sort of thing that tends to bring the freshest material for figuring out the introspective part. Because looping on the same thing over and over again, you know, there's diminishing returns there. Maybe even negative returns if it starts stagnating. You know, it's kind of like an engine without oil or something. I don't know, like if you get gears just spinning without, I don't know, this is a weird metaphor, it's kind of falling apart, but you know, if a machine just keeps running without anything else feeding into it ever, it'll like start to break down. So needs stuff. So I guess what I'm saying is the hack to get new stuff is to just like force it out of the environment in some way. You know, just kind of kick the trees around you. Maybe some like fruit will fall, or maybe some bees' nests. Not the bees.